So today I figured I'd make a video going over the recent reveal of Silent Hill 2 and how it seems to look really bad compared to the original in multiple aspects, mainly the graphical comparison between certain characters like Angela mainly. I'm going to be going over a few references here in this video to show you guys that they've basically made the character models look worse on purpose. You know, they've given her like fatter cheekbones. They've completely butchered her original identity of her character and made her look significantly worse. And the only reason I can really think of why they've done this is to try to pander towards this idea of a modern audience, which is what they've seemed to be pushing every time they've asked why they've made such graphical, drastic changes to the character models. Now, what I find interesting is that this isn't something new in the gaming industry as of recently, mainly with like female characters. We've seen a lot of game companies basically do shifts and making the female characters look worse on purpose, trying to like desexualize them, but they've kept the other character models fine. I take Angela here, for example, in the trailer. You know, she looks fucking awful. Okay, anybody really trying to say that she looks good or looks like a normal person, you know? Sorry about that. I hate to call you out on it, but like she looks really fucking bad. Okay, like the graphics and the way her skin looks, the density of the details in her hair, like even the facial animations look really fucking bad when compared to the original. And I'm gonna be doing some side-by-side comparisons here to show you guys.
I was just...
It's okay. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not lying.
I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry. I
No,
was
it's
just...
okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
But she doesn't even look like the original character that she's based off of. She looks like she's based off someone completely different, you know, one of the actors on the set. And I think that really takes away from the art style that this game had going for it back on the PlayStation 2. I mean, just looking at the original Angela, you know, she has a lot more detail on her face. She looks significantly better. There's a very distinct way that she looks, like her hair, and you can tell that they made up for the limitations of the PlayStation 2 hardware by giving her a very artistic design look that still, you know, is recognizable from a distance, but you know, doesn't make her look completely like ugly like she does in the remake. And what I don't understand is that it's mainly appears to be the female characters they've done this to. They've done this also with Maria, who seems to look really stiff, and like she doesn't look at all like her original counterpart, which was a lot more attractive and had significantly more detail in both her outfit and her eyes especially. Same with, like, you know, the attention, like the cheeks on her face, they're a lot rosier. I just don't understand this shift of making the characters look more hyper realistic, but in their efforts to do that, they've basically kind of fallen short on their face and made them just look like fucking Play-Doh dolls. And it's mainly, like I said, the female characters, because you look at James Sunderland and he actually looks pretty decent compared to his original counterpart. You know, that's almost a one-for-one recreation, but they've just seemed to butcher the other characters, and I have to feel it's because of this fucking woke ideology they've been pushing in the modern industry of trying to pander to, you know, trans people and, you know, not sexualize women and stuff like that. Now, this isn't the only thing that I think they've kind of really fucked up in the remake. One area I significantly didn't like that they showed off in the beginning of the trailer, and they went over various other areas of the game, is how they implemented the fog. Because in the original game, the fog is a very strong aesthetic choice that's supposed to, you know, cover the entire map, make you feel, you know, basically claustrophobic and trapped in this small little town that, you know, you can't escape away from, because it seems like the fog is just basically pushing you back towards the town and it engulfs everything around it. But in the trailer, and I'm going to use both the release trailer and gameplay trailer here, like the fog just seems to be an annoyance. Like it doesn't like look as good as the original artistic vision of the PlayStation 2, and it just doesn't even look that menacing anymore. You know, it looks like it's something you can easily walk through. The shit is barely visible on screen. It's not like, you know, taking up the whole environment. Maybe for like 1 or 2 shots it looks dense in certain areas, but it doesn't cover the whole map like in the original, and that to me is like a big part of what made Silent Hill 2, you know, different from the rest, that they used the fog, you know, that were really more for the limitations of that hardware back in the time to, you know, make a game that makes you feel trapped and isolated and alone in a, you know, deserted town like Silent Hill. And another thing that has me a bit worried about this game is like the gameplay. Like certain areas of it look decent. Like, you know, the gunplay doesn't look the worst. It reminds me a lot more of Resident Evil 4, but the melee combat in this game looks really fucking janky at times, especially the blocking and dodging. Sometimes the moves seem to be, you know, a little bit slower, or they're just, you know, framed wrong. It feels like they didn't put much effort into the melee system. Maybe they tried to replicate it how it was in the original, but I would hope they would modernize it. You know, if they're going for this whole thing of, you know, modernizing the game for modern audiences, you know, the game should feel snappy, it should feel reactive, it shouldn't feel outdated like a game from the PlayStation 2. But, you know, that's just my thoughts on it. The game hopefully might turn out to be good. I know there's a lot of people that are excited. I never got to play the original Silent Hill 2, but I did watch my cousins play it, and I had their input on it. And, you know, they really thought that what they saw here was a significant downgrade in terms of the original art style and aesthetic of the PlayStation 2 version of this game, which had a lot more going for it. But, you know, hopefully I turn out to be wrong and the game, you know, ends up being good. But as of right now, you know, a lot of people are skeptical about it, myself included, because, you know, it really doesn't look good when the first thing you're showing off in your trailer is, you know, a character that's beloved by many fans, and then you're basically butchering this character for some woke ideology shit that doesn't matter in the long term. So that's just my thoughts on it, but, you know, let me know what you guys think. And other than that, have a good day.